All right. So good morning, good afternoon, depending on the time zone here in the USA. And it's good evening to all the wonderful people in Mumbai, India. It's actually 10:30 at night there. And I am Bruce, aka the guy in the blue shirt. And this live stream is powered by Rever. And if you want to actually help empower your frontline teams, then you can go to reverscore.com. So I have the wonderful and amazing Punita all the way from Mumbai, India. So Punita, why don't you say hello to everybody? Because I know you have a really big following. And yes, we are live. Yay!
Thanks so much, Bruce. I'm so excited to be talking to you right now. So, hello everyone. I am Punita and I'm from Mumbai, the city of dreams. I'll just give you a quick background about what I've been doing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
a content marketer and a storyteller for brands. I started my journey way back in 2004 with a company named CNBC, which is a business news channel. There I
Mm-hmm.
used to work for a division called content marketing, where we used to curate content for different brands across industries. So I spent about 8, 9 years at CNBC. Then I moved on to another broadcast channel called Times Network, which is again an office in Mumbai. Again, I handled content marketing, branded content for various brands. Spent about 7 to 8 years there, and now August 2020 is when I decided I want to become an independent content marketer, helping SMEs with content marketing solutions. So here I am, Bruce.
Here you are. Yes. Well, that is a wonderful background. Hey, Gracie Ruth Melendez, thank you for jumping on and checking the live. So, just so you know, Punita, Gracie, Ruth, and we actually co host LinkedIn local meetings, but virtual right now. So, because of obviously the COVID where we can't meet in groups. That's an amazing track record. So two pretty major news companies over here in USA, right? Yes. Okay. So we're going to touch on social stories, linking that to branding. So if you were not aware of how to do that, what would you recommend people start to do to really tap into social stories, Punita?
So, Bruce, social media is a great platform to share your content, your personal stories, your professional stories, what you do behind the scenes at work. Because only when you share with people what you do, that's when people will resonate with what you do. And the more and more you educate people with whatever profession it may be, you can be an architect, you can be a content marketer like me, you can be a mentor like you can be a coach. As much as you can educate your audience so they understand what you do, because you never know, right? They can be your prospect clients too. So I strongly believe that there is no such rule as to how to share stories. I think just being authentic and just being you and just going out there fearlessly sharing your stories can, trust me, make a huge difference to your brand. And you never know, you might just crack
Mhm.
clients as and when you start sharing your stories. So you should totally look at social media in a very, very positive way.
Right. Well, that is, I love that you said fearlessly, right? Is that what you said about,
Absolutely.
yeah, fearlessly sharing your story with being authentic and being just yourself, right? So on the branded store, branding with the storytelling. Well, hello, Donnie. Welcome. And Gracie Ruth is still.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a great fan of Donnie's content too.
oh,
I
okay.
do follow his content.
Good. Yeah, I've you are very forward thinking. I've noticed that you comment and cross engage with a lot of people on LinkedIn. So is LinkedIn your main platform, Panita?
To be very honest, Bruce, you know something? Until August 2020, I was doing a full time job in a corporate firm, as I told you, the Times
Mhm.
Network. And then COVID happened, and then I had to let go of my jobs because of the current situation here. But then I said that no point just, sulking and looking for new jobs, and the market is so tight right now. So I thought I have got 14, 15 years of work experience, anyways, as a content marketer, right, Bruce? So
Yeah.
might as well 4 months, I just gave free advice to people,
Mhm.
educated my audience about content marketing, spoke to tons and tons of professionals and students, and educated them selflessly in the content marketing space. And I'm in my fifth month right now as a freelancer. And trust me, it's such a wonderful journey that now it's all inbound leads. It's
Ah,
all happening. It's all happening. So all those 4 months of educating my audience, supporting my content, supporting the audience, supporting their content, being there, it's working now in my fifth month. So I
right.
strongly urge people to just go out and talk.
Hmm. Yeah, I find a lot of people will give up too early. So I think that's your message there is it takes a lot of hard work initially, but don't give up, right?
Absolutely, Bruce.
Yeah, for sure. So, if you were giving people advice about telling stories other than what you've said about being fearless and being authentic, what are in your learning so far, what are the top couple of things that you've learned by storytelling on LinkedIn?
So yes, apart from authentic and being real, that's important. But when you kind of share your content on LinkedIn, how
Mhm.
I broke my content down, Bruce, is under two parts. One is the personal self, which is who Punita is, who is she as a person. She's fearless. She's a go-getter. She's a hustler. She loves mentoring. She's had a lot of failure stories during her school and college days. But
Mhm.
I have gone there and started with my failure stories. But at the end of the failure stories, you add inspiration. That you know what? So what? I was a bad student in school, but today I'm a hustler. So that's what people resonate, right? Personal failure stories. So that's how the content grew for me in terms of the personal part. As far
Mhm.
as the professional part goes, as I mentioned to you in the past, that I have been a content marketer pretty much all my work tenure. So all I did was whatever I learned in these 14, 15 years, case studies, ABCD of content curation, in terms of what tools one should use, I just started speaking to the audience. That's it. And that's about it. And that's why people are coming to me and clients are wanting to work with me because they are understanding who Punita is as an individual. Plus, they know that I'm an authority in the space. So if I marry both these, this is Punita.
Well, Benita, I would, if I could give you some input on what you said, I would. The reason I wanted you to be on the show is I see you as a high potential leader. So, and I think the fact that you are willing to share some of your failures first as a way of people understanding, that it's not always getting it right first time. It's actually sometimes getting it wrong. And then I am a big believer, like you, in doing kind of what were the lessons learned from that. And then, commenting and inspiring people around, hey, I did this. Here's my lessons learned, but here's what you can go do about it, right?
Absolutely.
So, are there any industries? Obviously, you've got 15 years of being in some pretty mainline news companies. Are there some types of businesses that you prefer to work with? And if so, what are they?
So I have, as I mentioned, 14, 15 years of doing content marketing and brand storytelling. I have pretty much touched base with all the industries from pharma to IT, from auto, all the possible industries are pretty much touched. But the one industry which really touched my heart was the healthcare industry. And I would like to share one example of
Yeah,
a
sure.
brand. Yeah,
Yeah,
of
go
a
for it.
brand. Sure, of a brand named Cleveland Clinic. It's a brand based in US.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland Clinic.
Yeah, Cleveland. You mean, yeah,
Cleveland Clinic. I'm so sorry.
Cleveland. That's
Cleveland
right.
Clinic.
Yeah.
So Cleveland Clinic's entire motto or objective was to care for their patients.
Mm-hmm.
So how did they apply content marketing or brand marketing to their entire campaign? So they went out and spoke to people like you and me who had sad stories or difficult stories, like for example a mother just delivering a baby, a 19-year-old guy just had a major accident. So they kind of touched emotions of people, and they actually shot all this in an episode or like in a promo, and they
Uh-huh.
packaged the entire thing in such a beautiful emotional manner that the messaging was, we as Cleveland Clinic care for you. We think about patients first before we think about ourselves. So
Mm-hmm.
the entire brand messaging or content marketing specific was so simple that more and more people, Bruce, started trusting in the brand, and that's how their clientele increased, because people don't buy products,
Mm.
people buy stories. And that's what Cleveland Clinic used for their content marketing. And trust me, they are one of the best healthcare brands in the United States.
Yeah, they have a wonderful name. So there were some real nuggets there. Those of you that are listening live, hey Odessa, all the way from the UK, thanks for hopping on. But the nuggets I learned there was keeping it simple, touching upon the emotion, and really showing that that we care, right? And they're in the caring business, so what a great way to do that with real live interviews with people that were going through some difficult situations. So,
Exactly.
yeah, did you help them with that, Panita, or is that just
So
your kind of?
this is one of my favorite content marketing stories. I
Uh-huh.
did not work for the brand, but I have been studying the brand to apply that to my content marketing strategies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think keeping it simple, keeping it real, keeping it with that emotional attachment is such a great set of guidelines to use.
Yes, Bruce, completely.
So, how do you see the rest of the year looking for you, Punita? And do you have any exciting brand stories in the works?
Yeah, so I'll just share my entire journey in terms of, so August is when I quit my corporate job, and for 3 months, as I mentioned to you, Bruce, I kind of worked on myself in terms of going out and sharing stories. So I would call that stage one of brand awareness in
Uh-huh.
terms of making people aware what I do and who I am. So that was
Mhm.
stage one. So now I'm on stage two, where leads are coming to me who want to who want to do apply content marketing or apply brand marketing for their brands. So I'm on stage two right now, where I'm getting leads after leads and leads, and I'm creating strategy plans, and I'm creating proposals, and I'm sending them out. So that's stage two for me, which I know will take about a month and a half or two for sure,
Mhm.
because come from the lead stage to the conversion take stage takes a long time. So I'm in
Mhm.
that stage right now, Bruce. And 2021, hopefully, I'm not hopeful, I'm confident that from March 2021, I know for sure that all these clients that I did the lead gen, the pitching I did, I know they'll convert, and that's when the actual execution will happen of the brand marketing. So I am very confident about my 2021 professionally as an independent content marketer, because I've already done the homework of stage one and stage two. So
Right.
stage three is going to be pretty simple. I'm hoping that.
Yeah. Stage three is always where the rewards come, right? Both for the client and the mentor or coach, or in your case, independent contractor providing the value added services of the content marketing, right?
Exactly, Bruce.
Yeah, so I think also you said some really important things, and again, people lose patience with, you have to do that step one, which is really understanding who you are and what you can help people with, and that takes time. It's if it was simple as waving a magic wand, then everybody would do it, right? So and then the other piece is also not getting frustrated because the time it takes from the putting proposals together and understanding what people want to then making the decision to use you is also a 6 to 8 week period of time, and I find that's true for me, and it's interesting that it's the same time frame for you as well.
Absolutely.
So could you, I mean, obviously, I don't want you to reveal anything confidential, but what are the types of industries that you've put
Yeah, sure.
proposals
So,
together for?
correct. So now that I'm going out and kind of curating content on LinkedIn about educating people about the content marketing and stuff, I am getting clients from world over. Nigeria, United Kingdom, small towns of Scotland. So the good part is I'm not getting leads. That's a good part. From the top companies like the Coca-Colas and the HULs of the world. I'm getting leads from people or companies who haven't even launched their brand. So
Uh-huh.
imagine it's a small, tiny baby, and I'm going to grow the baby. So that's an amazing feeling, right, Bruce? Because it's like an achievement that you are growing the baby slowly as a brand and then kindly flourishing what the brand talks about.
Right.
So I would call it small, medium enterprise companies across different sectors from healthcare, pharma, IT, AI space, machine learning,
Hmm.
different industries, and it's just going amazing because it's the small micro SMEs that are touching base with me world over. And that's an amazing feeling.
Yeah. Well, we talked before we went live that you're not yet a mommy, so I guess you're going to be a mommy to all these uh, grandchildren all over the world by the sound of it.
Exactly. What more do I want?
What more do you want, right? So, and you mentioned your husband's in architecture, so I'm sure that is a potential industry for you as well. Because,
Absolutely.
yeah,
As
I
a content marketer, any industry is completely fine. Like
yeah,
it's no, I don't have a specific that I will only work on that industry. As a
right,
marketer, you have to be open.
yeah. Well, actually, you and I are real similar there because my copyrighted methodology called "Simpler, Faster, Better" can be used in any industry of any size, and it can be used with individuals or small teams, high potential leaders like yourself, and business owners that have a lot of high potential leaders that they employ like yourself or contract with. So we're kind of similar in many ways. Our cycle of awareness and prospecting and then doing work for clients is almost identical. So it's very interesting. So, what else would you like to add in terms of? So, what would be your meaningful Monday kind of inspiration today? Because I know it's late at night there for you, so I'm sure
Uh,
you're sleepy.
No, no, that's completely fine. So, I mean, what do I get inspired by? I follow a few people who I really follow their content. So there is Neil Patel, whom I strongly follow. He's one of the great content marketers here. There's Gary Vee's content, who I strongly believe because even he believes in just being himself, and
Mhm,
that's how people resonate with him, and that's how he's grown so massively on LinkedIn and
mhm.
also the other social media platforms. Also, another source of inspiration that I've recently got addicted to is Pinterest,
Ah,
because Pinterest is a very positive, infographic, image oriented place where you get some solid content pieces, and they explain the content in such a simple manner that anyone who doesn't even understand a subject will understand it. So it's so simply said. So Pinterest is a great tool to find inspiration, and there are many other tools like Canva that I use on a daily basis. So these tools and these platforms give me inspiration, and that's how I go out there and curate my own content. And content inspires me. Content is my passion. So that's
Wow.
that's how I start my day.
Yeah, I've said to people before they should spell content with a K, because then you could say content is king, right?
Absolutely, Bruce.
But you're the first high potential leader to mention Pinterest, and that's really interesting because I'm actually a visual learner, and I'm all about making things simpler, faster, and better. I really live my own product, as it were. So that's really good advice, and thank you for that. As I said, you're the first as I call them, high potential leader I've had on the show that's recommended that. So that's awesome. The
Yes.
other thing I'd recommend, Punita, is when this goes out on LinkedIn as a post, perhaps you could add those people who are inspiring to you in the comments. I think that would be helpful for other people.
Yes, I will.
Okay,
And
awesome.
I
Yeah.
will also repurpose this content. I believe in repurposing the content too.
Oh, good for you. So that's awesome. Gracie Ruth Melendez and we work closely together in that. And actually, Gracie, for a few days a week, is a repurposer for me. So she does a fantastic job of everything that, I'm pretty creative in the head and visually, but I'm not so good at writing it down. So,
I would love to meet Gracie very soon and hear from
yeah.
her how she um repurposes content, because repurposing is a huge, huge positive aspect of content marketing.
All right. So Gracie was on with comments. If she's still there, I know Gracie will reach out and connect with you. She's very forward thinking in making sure she connects with all the high potential leaders that I have here on the LinkedIn Live segments that I do. So in passing, what would you? Because again, I know it's real late there. What would you say to people in terms of what should they do for the rest of the year, Punita, to stay inspired, and particularly if they've not gotten started, what would be your recommendations?
Yeah, so I feel if if they've not started yet in terms of the content curation journey, I strongly believe it's important to find a mentor, right? Because mentoring plays a huge role. Like, you're one of the great mentors there in the United States. So finding a mentor is number one. It's important. And that will completely think guide you in terms of how to curate content. Secondly, there are quite a few tools and quite a few content curation courses on HubSpot. There are platforms like Udemy. There are
Mhm.
platforms like CoSchedule, which kind of help you how to curate your content. So I don't think so that you should stop or think that, can I do it, can I not do it, will people like it, will people not like it. I think the key is to just start. That's it. Once you kind of start, you learn on the journey. That's about it, right? Because you will make mistakes, and you have to make mistakes. Imperfections are amazing. So if you don't make mistakes, you will not learn. I used to compare my first piece of content that I wrote about 4 months back. I've written 200, almost 200 pieces of content, and
Mhm.
I was so different then. And I should think and all that. I spent 3 hours writing that piece, and today I'm on my 201 content. In my sleep, I can, like, okay, I'm done. So that's the power of consistency, and that's the power of being passionate what you do.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be an expert. You can be passionate, you can be consistent, and trust me, we as individuals are capable to do any damn thing on this planet. So
Uh,
just go there and do it.
So there were some great lessons learned there. So for those of you that are watching this either live or particularly those watching it as a recording, I heard Punita say, jump in to the journey. So I like little statements, jump into the journey. Passion can substitute expertise in some ways, as long as you're passionate about what you do and talk about it from your heart, right? And then the other thing is, and this actually seems to be a common theme. It came up in the last two lives. Just go for it. People are saying, go for it and learn on the journey, and don't be too hung up on making mistakes, because those are meaningful lessons learned, right?
Absolutely, Bruce.
All right. Well, awesome. So I'm just going to thanks again, Gracie Ruth, Donnie, Odessa. I know a lot of people always watch this as a recording, and I'm pretty certain that a lot of your following over there in India will be watching this tomorrow morning for sure. So
Yes, I will share this piece.
yeah, so if you hang on when we detach from the live, I'll send you the link to the posting. And if you are seeing this,
Absolutely.
if you're seeing this as a recording and you're not sure where to find it, you can find it in the profile section or featured section of my profile page. That's where I always put them, but I will send you the link as well. And so it's Thanksgiving this week here in the USA. So I don't think India celebrates Thanksgiving, right? No. So what would be your passing words on being thankful, Punita? I'm really interested.
Yeah, Bruce, I'm just too thankful to the universe and just to the people around me that I've got such a wonderful opportunity in these 16 years or 14 years that I've been in the content marketing space in the two brands I've worked with. And now I strongly feel that is the time to give it back to the society, give it back to the universe, and just be selfless and just be giving and
Mhm.
educate people as much as I can and give my knowledge in the content marketing space. So, just because I'm so thankful to my journey, I am now a giver, selfless giver who just wants to educate people in the content marketing space selflessly. Yes, being compassionate, that's the most important thing I am so grateful for.
Oh, that is such great advice from such a wonderful, high performing leader. So, when you go back and add comments, maybe you could add that little summary. That was so well put, Panita. So, thank you for that.
Thanks so much. And I just want to say, Bruce, that to Gracie and to you, you guys are amazing. And I'm just too inspired, Bruce, by every day you supporting each one of us and just being there and throwing positive vibes. So we really appreciate you.
Oh, well, the feeling is mutual. Thank you. You're going to get me to cry here if you're not careful. All right, Punita, if you could wait for a minute, I'll just detect.
Sure.
Thank you, everybody that came. Yes, all the people, appreciate all the comments. And if you're seeing this as a recording, please feel free to add more comments. Punita and I will go back and respond as and when you add comments here. And sleep so well, Punita.
Thank you so much, Bruce.
All right, if you could hang for a minute, that would be great.
Sure, I will.
Bye bye. Bye bye.